What's up, everybody? Welcome back to How Come, the podcast where I, Remy Casimir, New York City stand-up comedian, talk about the fact that I've never had an orgasm. It fucking sucks dick, and I'm pissed. Why haven't I done it yet? We're going to figure it out maybe this week on How Come.
How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh, baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz.
Yeah. Awesome theme song. So fun. Written by Sam and Bill. Ugh, I love that theme song. And I love you. I'm here with Alex Pischera. He is one of my very good friends. He's a New York City stand-up comedian. Alex, say hello to the people.
Hey, hey.
So you know the rules. All of my guest co-hosts talk about my last assignment with me first. This assignment was porn.
Yes, right.
And it was such like a daunting task to me for some reason that
really daunting.
Well, yeah, I really didn't want to do it. It really felt like homework to me. So I think one of the things that didn't make me want to watch it was, first of all, I live here in my grandmother's house. So there's not a ton of alone time.
No.
And I live in my dead grandfather's room, which like...
That's hot.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, but I think, yeah, one of the reasons it's been weird is like when you live at your grandmother's house and your boyfriend's already around all the time and like there's not a ton of alone time. Like when are you supposed to watch porn?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, and if you have a relationship, I feel like when I was in a relationship, I watched a lot less porn.
Yeah, because...
You know, just in general.
Yeah, even though it's not taboo, everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's something like 70% of guys.
Oh, yeah. They said 70%.
70% of guys and
yeah.
30% of women are watching porn, and numbers are rising.
Right. And I would assume that includes like all men and all women, meaning like even like 13-year-olds all the way up to like what,
that's
70-year-olds?
An interesting question. So
yeah.
This week I didn't have Charlotte do research. She didn't have time because she's on the main story. So yeah. I had to do research myself. But a lot of the research is like not unsubstantiated,
no,
but
you're
it's
right.
like the categories are so weird. Like it completely like runs the gamut. Like some places are saying that 30% of the internet is porn.
Of all data transferred across the internet is porn. Yeah.
HuffPost says porn sites get more visitors each month than Netflix, Amazon, and Twitter combined. And that makes it sound like everybody's watching porn.
Tons, yeah.
How much porn are you watching personally?
Definitely every day.
Every day? For how long?
That depends. How much Adderall have I taken?
Does that affect your
100%.
Your performance?
Well, performance.
I don't even. Okay, is it a performance?
No.
Because you're by yourself and it's supposed to be private and nice.
It is private and nice.
Okay.
It's not just supposed to be. But yeah, for me, it's private and nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just brought up a thing because it is true. I have a prescription of Adderall.
Okay.
And if you're on Adderall, it takes you longer to come. I did a little bit of research.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's true. And I kind of noticed that. And I was actually like, why is it like 20 minutes for me now when I could usually get it done in like less than 5? But
Do you prefer to take a short time?
I got to be honest, those Adderall jerks are pretty fun.
Are they fun?
They're fun.
Because it's like
They're
extending
longer.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me at this point, obviously, I'd like to be able to crank it out in under 30 seconds because it's been so long. Well, but I've not done it ever. So I'm just like bottled up.
Your frame of reference is
My frame of reference
off.
is skewed.
Right.
Yeah. It would be nice if I could just like, bing, do it.
You're probably going to find this weird. I think the first time I actually came, I was like 7 or 8 years old.
You know what? I don't find that weird.
Oh, that's not that weird? Okay.
No. The first episode Wendy Starling was on, she was 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And since then I've talked to a lot of people that it's like really early. Yeah. And I used to think that I was like a big perv for like even having
thoughts?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no.
But apparently not.
No, we were humping shit and like nothing was coming out.
Yeah.
Or at least that was up. That's what I was doing.
But you said something actually came.
Oh, I remember
7 or 8?
I remember. No.
Oh.
No, I orgasm for sure, but I didn't know I didn't know what it was.
Okay, wait, rewind.
You could come without
orgasmed, but you didn't make any fluid
and jizz. Yeah. Like I was too young to produce it.
What the fuck does that mean?
I was prepubescent. I was like,
okay, but then what is the orgasm itself?
It is the feeling. It's like it's like a culmination of like everything that's building up inside you, and it's like
a man can have an orgasm without coming.
100%.
What the fuck?
But I don't do that. Like, I'm not saying
you're
I
not
do
doing that
now.
regularly.
No, I've never done that
Okay,
as an adult, really. Well, maybe once.
Do you have problems coming ever in the bedroom, like with another person?
When we're talking,
if we're taking Adderall out of the picture,
in general, no. But I've never come from like a blowjob.
Ever?
For instance, yeah, I would say that's something that me and a lot of guys share.
Ladies, tune in. What the fuck is going on? So, first of all, why are we down there if you're not going to do it?
Well, it's still fun.
Okay.
No, please.
Okay.
Don't stop. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
No, don't
I'm
stop.
never getting any blowjobs ever again. I'm all out.
No, I'm sure there are women listening to this podcast who think that you sound like a great guy.
I sound awesome.
Yeah.
I look like shit.
But he's not. Yeah.
But I suck.
Yeah.
No, I am. I'm all right. But for blowjobs, yeah, no. I think once ever, maybe, and we're talking about like
why though? It's like, are you in your head or like? Cause
I don't think it's me being like, oh, I need to come, but I do think I do have like since I haven't come from it, I've definitely built up like I'm not going to come from the blowjob.
I think that's how I feel with everything.
That's what I was about to say.
Is like even when I'm masturbating, even when I'm having sex,
it's not going to happen.
All that's on my brain is it going to happen this time? And now what's on my brain is it going to happen this time? And do I have to end this podcast?
That's funny. But
I won't. It's not just about me. It's about you guys too. I'm going to try everything. Even if I do it this week, we're going to keep going.
Craziness. Yeah. Crazy assignments.
Just
the
crazy
assignments are going to ramp up, I would say, right?
Because
like watching porn is pretty like.
Well, okay. So watching porn for me, it was really difficult because.
That's what?
Okay.
I want to hear about this.
All right. So one thing I will say is that this isn't the first time I've been exposed to porn. I've been watching like porn, not sexually, but for a long time. My friends and I would there was. That's pretty. Yeah, good. I remember there was something I think on VH1 or something like that or HBO, and it was about Jenna Jameson and Brianna Banks. Do you remember them? Well, you remember Jenna Jameson.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then there was Brianna Banks.
I don't know Brianna Banks, but I might know her face. Sure.
No, so yeah, we watched this documentary, me and my friend, and it was about how Jenna Jameson and Brianna Banks were both porn stars at the same time, and Brianna Banks like never got to the notoriety of Jenna Jameson. And so then like I started investigating the porn, and I would look and I'd be like, okay, well, why? Because like she seems just as good as her, she seems just as cute as her, like she should fully be as popular in porn as her, right?
You're really rooting for her.
I was rooting for her. But I think I was more analyzing the porn that I was watching the other night than actually enjoying it.
Right. Well, how would you enjoy it if you can't? I mean, if you have this issue,
because I get turned on. Like that's not like basically like I'm a very horny person, always have been. Like I have no problems with wetness. You know, like the works work. Except, I get to the point of being like, holy shit, I'm gonna have to pee, but then I like either change positions or something. It's too much. Yeah.
So you were more studying the porn.
So yeah, I was more studying the porn and like I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't getting turned on.
Okay, so for me, when I'm watching porn, right, I pretty much. I have to already have. I don't know if this is just for guys. It's a little different physiologically, but I have to sort of have like a semi boner already.
Interesting.
Before I go in.
So it's like you have to be
I'm not going to go in
mood.
soft. Yeah, no, that'd be, I mean, I have, but that's not fun. That's like, you have to like work almost to get it. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So like, I have to be like, ooh. It's more like I need to get the jizz out. That's where I want to be when I'm jerking off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay, cool.
So a semi.
See, and I understand that feeling.
Okay.
Like I walk around during the day and like I see pictures of Robert Pattinson. Like there's cream in the panties sometimes. He's cute. He is so cute.
He actually is. I like his hair a lot.
Yeah. He was at Nick game the other day.
Okay.
Charlotte, I'm in the flesh.
I'd kiss
See,
him.
I think that would make me come everywhere if I just saw Robert Pattinson.
If you just saw him?
If anybody knows Robert Pattinson, please just
hit a girl up. So yeah.
Wait. So I.
I didn't finish my point.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Go on.
So the reason why I said the way I go into it is with the semi is that I don't think I would enjoy it if I just like turned it on and like didn't have intent or wasn't like being psychotic already with like my sexual desires. Like if I was in a lucid, totally sober state of mind where I wasn't like horny or something, and I'm not saying you weren't.
I
I'm
wasn't.
just saying
I was doing it as homework.
Right. Then I feel like it wouldn't turn me on. I would start to be like, that she's acting terribly. This is awful.
Right.
This scene doesn't make sense at
Right.
all.
And
why is this at camera angle being used? Why is this lighting?
That's
like
what
this?
I was thinking.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah. Because you're in
time.
entertainment, so you're going to be
Yeah.
analyzing the scene. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like,
And sometimes
this,
they do
I was
that.
like, this shot is weird.
Yeah.
And then I was noticing, I was like, oh, that's a beautiful pan out when like he pulled out of her, and then we got to see the beautiful jizz drop out of her vagina. Well, that's the money shot apparently now.
I
I
don't
noticed
really
in
like
all
that.
of the porns that I was watching,
They
they end with bloop.
Oh, that's called when it's in.
Yeah.
When it's in, that's called cream pie.
Cream pie.
That's called a cream pie.
I think.
porn.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was watching.
That's like a category.
Okay,
that's
that's
like
a category.
Yeah.
So I want to show you some of the categories that I went through.
Oh my God, please.
Okay, so Charlotte told me to start with stuff specifically for girls because she was saying that sometimes having like a dick in the room is like a threatening thing, and like we don't really want to see like how people have to deal with that. Like,
That's a funny way of putting it.
yeah, well, because it like you do that enough of that in your own sex life.
Sure, you do.
Like
I think.
thinking, oh yeah, I bang.
Oh, yeah. I have sex.
Yeah, I have sex. But yeah, but when you are having sex, like you have to think about the other person. And she was like, it's nice not to think about the guy and like what he
makes
needs.
sense.
It's just what the girls need, and like everything is geared towards women.
Okay, so what kind of videos?
So I was watching some girl on girl stuff that I did not like.
Me neither.
There is a lot of slapping of vaginas.
Really?
Yes.
They get aggressive?
Yeah, they get aggressive.
No.
A lot of
Yeah.
which I was just like, Jesus Christ, like looks like you're waxing a car.
Oh, yeah, man.
But-
yeah, but every now and then you gotta give this.
This car's bad. So yeah, I didn't love
you
that.
have a really good voice for it.
Thank
you could
you.
do porn voiceovers.
Maybe that is my calling. This whole podcast will just be like, actually, Remy, you should just do voiceovers for porn.
Because you could fake it real well.
Maybe. Well, so that's the other thing is when I used to watch porn when I was younger, the whole Brianna thing, I was just like,
Yeah.
I was like, she could do better acting. I was like, I could direct her to be so much better than this.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't like the girl on girl.
No, and I agree with you on that.
Even
Some guys
in
like
that, it was like they were still doing it for guys. I'm like, that's not shit
That's-
that just
exactly.
girls would want to do.
Exactly.
It's like, that's like me making out with my friend at an 8th grade party because the senior boy wants to watch. Like, no one's enjoying that except for the senior boy.
Wow, that's a pretty big age gap. Did that happen? That definitely happened. Okay,
Sometimes
let's
they make
just.
stories up, and sometimes
Nope,
they
that
just
one's
come
true.
from history.
Just
Yeah.
as a friend of Remy's, I could
Yeah,
tell that
that's
one.
true.
Yeah, that was back there in the catalog. Okay.
But yeah, so I was
on.
like, this is just appealing to guys, and it's clearly not appealing to me.
Yeah, I was gonna
So-
say, is that really for girls? I
think
know your
so.
sister said that, but I think
So no, what she was saying, she didn't mean girl on girl.
No.
She meant that there's an entire section made
yeah,
for
Pornhub
women.
has a for her category.
Right. And so I
I'm sure you
eventually
went there.
found that, but not yet. First I went through a few different
Love it.
categories.
Okay.
So I have
Girl
been
on girl.
trying to explore my sexuality too throughout this whole thing.
Oh, because that could be
a big thing.
Also, yeah, like a huge fetish you don't know about or something.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Because then you could just explode out of nowhere, like you're into furries or something. I'm not
Maybe.
saying- but if it's that weird, it would be like something you never tapped into. Maybe.
Right. So I didn't delve deep enough into furries because I guess I was in my head too that I was like, I don't want this to be like me being so weird and so crazy.
Yeah. I don't think
and
people
I'm
with fetishes knowingly search for them. Like they just know.
end up finding
They
them.
just know.
Yeah. So I wanted to like just explore and like see what I could be into. And so when I was younger, I was really into, have you ever seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
You're gonna hate me. I've only
You've not seen
I've
it?
seen portions
It's
of it. I
okay.
haven't seen the whole thing. I know
All
the gist.
you have to
I know
know
the gist of
is
it.
essentially Tim Curry is a very hot transvestite in it. Very
Oh.
murderous, very evil, but
yeah.
to me, very
to you,
hot.
very hot. Because I know the guy you're talking
And
about.
ends up
Okay.
seducing, well, it's a young Tim Curry. It's
Yeah.
not old Tim Curry, like
Yeah,
in
I
a
know.
wheelchair. And, okay.
It's still okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
But he ends up seducing like men, women, whatever. And I always thought that was a very like sexually like cool character. Like
Okay.
all like the masculinity of a dude who was gonna fuck or whatever, but then like makeup of a woman and like just like
a pretty
and smart and like just all and murderous, like all the facets of human or whatever into one person. I always thought that was like really interesting. So I was like, all right, maybe I could be into some trans stuff. So I went into this video. It was 2 young 18-year-old girls, one trans, one cis.
Pre or post-op?
Pre.
Oh man.
So
here we go.
The trans one had tits and a dick.
Yep.
And the other one, she was just
a girl.
Cis girl, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're girlfriends, and
they're girlfriends.
Yeah,
they're just friends with each other.
No, they're dating.
Oh, they're dating.
Yeah,
they're girlfriend and girlfriend.
Yes.
Okay.
So they're dating, and they were banging, and I thought it was like pretty cool.
Oh yeah, you liked it.
I did.
Did you have any notion to sort of like reach down?
No,
there?
I was still like at no point in me was I like super turned on, except I eventually got to the for her section.
Okay.
And
this is on Pornhub.com, right? Shout out.
I think it was on Pornhub.
It is.
I think yeah.
I searched for the categories.
Well, I started with YouPorn and then I went to Pornhub.
Oh yeah, YouPorn's like there's so many like ads and weird shit.
Yeah.
So for her.
Yeah, so I was in the for her section and I eventually found this one girl.
Ooh.
Her name is Mia Marcolin, I think.
I don't know.
I'll have to post it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'll put it on the Instagram when I find it. But she's really hot. Her husband's also a porn star and he's really hot. And so the sex was like really loving and cute.
Oh, I see.
And I really liked that. And I thought she was just like a fox too. Like that was
more into her than I guess the dude.
I don't find guys that there was one. Okay, so this is how I got into the for her section is I found there was one clip it of a guy who had a really, really hot face. And I was like, how is this a thing? Because porn stars are usually very ugly men.
Would you say so? Because I would agree. I'm not like a gay man, but I'm a pretty good judge of like, okay, this guy's pretty.
They're
this
not
guy's
cute.
No.
So
they're like bald a lot of the
They're
time.
bald a lot of the time.
Why are they always bald?
And I'm not saying bald guys are ugly, but
No.
like maybe bald guys just happen to have like a fat dick. Like maybe that's the stereotype.
Dude, I've had that thought too, and I want to take it on stage, but I feel like it has to have been done.
You can't take it on stage. It's on this podcast now. Anyway.
Oh, I'm totally taking it on stage. I don't give a fuck. No, but it's like 85% of the men are fucking bald and shit. What the hell?
Yeah. So I found this one guy who was like actually really hot, and then his girl was really hot too, and he had a big dick, and I was like, oh wow, like
great,
cool. And yeah, I still wasn't turned on, but I was thinking about how wonderful it was that there was someone hot and could act. He could act. Ooh, that was great.
You really like this man.
I mean, I liked him because he was the best of what I had seen so far.
Gotcha. He was the top.
Yeah, he was the top.
Right. No idea what his name is, right?
No, but I'll find it and I'll post it in an image on Instagram or whatever.
Because I'm just I want to see if I'm.
Yeah, I'll post all my shit that like I came across. I want everybody to be on the journey with me.
Yeah.
Another huge thing that stopped me from like wanting to watch porn in the first place, besides it being homework, I didn't want pop-ups on my computer.
Oh.
Is that like...
It's like, first of all, there's ad block.
Okay, so that's what I did. And I'm going to post a tutorial for any girl or any guy who's like hesitant to watch porn. I had, Dylan Palladino?
Yeah.
He's a comic in the city. We were at a show together and we were talking about the podcast and stuff. And I was telling him how hesitant I was to watch porn because the ads. And he was like, just get an ad blocker. And I was like, how do you do that? So him and this other comic, Basan, we were in a group chat and I was like, can you guys send me how to ad block this?
Oh my God, you're such a girl. Ask the men for the ad block.
Well, because the men are the ones who I know who are watching porn.
That's true. But I thought everyone had ad block. The ads are annoying in general. I work in advertising. This is a whole sidebar, but I mean, I make those ads that people block. So we like try and find ways around ad block. I know the whole world of ad block, baby.
All right. So then we're going to put together a tutorial that makes your computers really shiny and nice and spiffy and fast. It'll make people be able to
watch porn.
Watch all the porn that they want.
With their, Yeah. Perfect. So you were scared of your ads though. I feel like that's a mental block. Or were you really neurotic about the ads?
I just didn't I don't want it on my computer. My thing is if I end up delving down this rabbit hole, right? And like, I must be scared of like my own fetish or whatever it is. Like I think there's something deep and scary in there.
Because you're allowing yourself to be like, oh, the ads. But like, if you wanted to fucking
But if I really wanted
yeah,
to.
you would be like, ads, fuck you.
But it's
ads,
not even
like,
about the ads. It's like, if I like something so weird, then like,
That's what
if
it's more
something
about.
finds on my computer? Like,
well, yeah, there's a record of all of us now. It's fucked, yeah. Like, I mean, I was just thinking about it the other day, but there's like shit I've watched on YouTube that's like, I'm not saying it's porn,
but it's indicator of being kind of dark and weird.
Well, maybe not dark. I don't really go dark. But,
See, but like,
yeah.
when Saddam got hanged, I watched that.
You watched
shit.
that shit?
Yeah.
See, I like don't want to see that.
Like, if there's a live shooting on Facebook, I'll watch that shit.
I hate when I'm scrolling through Facebook and I just see a beheading video. I'm like, what the fuck, Facebook?
I know.
But
you can
don't
unfollow
know.
people. That's
what I was just gonna get to. I just can't, I unfollow a lot of my high school. They don't all post death pictures, but like, man.
Maybe I'm
and he was
dead.
handsome.
Is there like dead people?
Oh, totally. It's called being a serial killer.
No, I don't see. But all right,
I'm kidding. But there is definitely like dark shit. You could find that shit.
How dark can you get without it being illegal?
I think you're allowed with theatrics to go anywhere. If someone doesn't really die, like if it's acting, then you could do whatever the fuck you want. They made Human Centipede. That's not a real thing.
Totally.
But they made that.
But they made it because people
I bet someone's into that. I bet someone somewhere loved that sexually.
I'm sure somebody has
it's totally
and
disgusting.
It's well,
to me.
To you.
To me.
Right.
I'm sorry. I don't mean.
No, but I think that judgment is such a big thing, and not even judgment of other people, but it's judgment of yourself.
100%.
So like, but then also you have to think, if somebody made this, that means there was enough of a production team, there was enough of financial backing, there was enough people interested in the first place for it to get made. So you're not alone, whatever it is.
Right.
And
100%.
Like, yeah.
Like there's
and
a
as long
following.
as it's done in a safe, legal way, then that's like it. You can allow yourself to enjoy it. See, now I'm not sure if I stopped because I found them disturbing or because I found them exciting and then I was judging myself.
Wow. That's not so uncommon.
See, but the thing is I don't even know if that's what I like. I just think I'm so scared of whatever it is I do like. Yeah. Like, because I think...
Is that a theory of yours or do you have a sense of that? Is it a theory of yours that there's something deep down burrowed inside that's like a key that you have to unlock?
Yeah.
Or is that just an explanation of why you haven't fucking come yet?
I think it's both.
I think it's both too. I think you're a very smart person. Yeah. So you're coming up with an answer for this problem. Like, and it's, to me, I would probably come up with similar stuff. Honestly, and I just know myself pretty well. So I wouldn't set barriers for me. Like if I wasn't coming, I would fucking go to the ends of the earth.
I'm not trying
unless it was
to
something
set
like
barriers.
I wouldn't go to like pedophilia or anything like that.
I think,
but you know what I mean.
I think. Well, that's another thing. Is there is even pedophilia stuff
I don't want to think about that.
That is no, but that isn't real.
I'm sorry.
Like that is either computer generated or it's done with people that aren't actually children or whatever. Like
that's that's a solution to a problem.
100%.
That's a solution.
So that's what I was thinking is. I think it's hard to separate for me what you want to watch and what you want to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
okay, all right, see.
Like, I, in my head, always considered, oh, if there's people that want to watch ABC, then that means in real life they would want to do ABC.
No.
So I think that's like a thing that I have
but
to...
But you had a tough time separating that, or you still have a
I
tough
still
time?
do.
Really?
Well, thinking, because...
I'll tell you right now.
I think it's a question of human nature and like ultimately understanding, like, are we watching these things because we want to do them, or are we watching these things because they're interesting to the point that they take us out of our own heads?
I think it's the second one. I mean, I
think that's what it is.
I wouldn't use interesting, but I think
engaging, interesting, compelling, attractive. So I went on Micah Fox and Karen Feehan's podcast, Shame On.
Oh yeah,
they were shaming me for not having orgasms, and they were saying that, yeah, of course,
that's amazing.
That's my brand now.
I have to listen to that.
It's a good episode, but Micah was saying she doesn't even watch porn. She watches like fat people running on treadmills because it's like this thing that like it just takes her out of her head because it's like
what?
Yeah.
Wait, she jizzes to that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's not sexual for her.
Well, it's got to be sexual.
So she likes watching fat people on treadmills, or does it just take her out of her head? I just want to clear that up. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Wow, what?
No, but I don't even know if that's an important question.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it? Do you have to be attracted to the porn that you're watching, or does it just have to take you out of your head?
Oh, I see. Ooh.
Or does it have to take you out of your own reality so much that you can just like...
You might be onto something.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I think my neuroses is like a big part of this. I really do. It's
'cause I
definitely
don't
a
think about
mental
any of
block.
that.
Definitely. Okay, so let's bring out our guest for today. She is very cool. She is known as the funniest woman in porn, even though she's no longer in porn. She is a former porn star, and now she is a wonderful stand-up comedian. Give it up for Alia Janine, you guys. Yeah. Amazing. Oh, Leah, I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm happy to be here. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I was going to do it.
You were going to do an Insta Live?
Yeah, and then I gave up.
But we do it live every time.
Yeah.
Right here on the show.
Yeah.
So let's talk about porn, because you have done porn, you have seen porn.
Yeah. I've done
my
a lot of
assignment was to watch porn because I don't do that.
And did you like it? What kind
I
of
did not.
No.
I didn't like it. But one of the things that Alex and I just talked about was he thinks he goes into watching porn when he's already turned on. I was going in watching it like being like, oh, I'm needed to get turned on.
Yeah, but I'm like, guys are always kind of turned on. Like
Well-
it's not.
But I am too.
I mean, that's funny, but it's definitely not true.
No, I am too. I just like in that specific moment, I was like
Right.
not, because I was thinking about.
Right.
But the next time that I watch and I'm going to try again, I'm going to be turned on first and then be like, okay, what am I in the mood to see?
At
Yeah.
least that's my advice. Yeah. Let it direct you.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
That's smart.
So, Aaliyah, before this, we were just
Yeah.
talking about off the mics
Oh.
this cool article that Alex read.
Yes.
Because you were saying that women don't have
Oh,
visual
right.
stimulation as much as guys.
Yeah,
it's more.
it's more sense of smell and touch, and men it's more visual and like sound.
I feel
I could
that.
affirm that. I would say
Yeah.
that, like, for me, definitely visual. Obviously, guys
Yeah.
are into like what they see.
Yeah.
But even the sounds, which as dumb as they are
Well,
sometimes,
tell us about
it's
the
just
armpits,
is.
though. Tell us about
Well,
the
not
armpits.
now. It sounds like I have like an armpit.
No,
fetish.
I didn't.
There
think
are
that's-
people that
There
Yes.
are
have
people that do.
though.
A lot of gay men love smelling armpits, and I'm
Oh,
going to tell
yeah.
you, I think I like it too.
Whoa.
I think I might be a gay man.
trapped
I know
in a
that that's the
woman's
most
body.
annoying thing for gay men to hear, but like
it
they're
must
just
be.
like the first inclination that I watch is trans porn. Like there's something,
Yeah,
like
that was pretty gay, Remy.
I'm pretty gay.
Trans porn is awesome. I like working with trans people because I like women and I like men, so it's just
Yeah.
like a one-stop
Yeah.
shop.
Right. You don't need two people for this.
Yeah, it's really. Let's talk about actually.
Yeah, go
first I
for
want to
it.
talk about the armpit, just to have
the
the
armpit
the
thing.
article. So you read an article
Oh,
that
yeah.
said,
Okay, so basically, they got these 10 guys to work out in like t-shirts and basically sweat into those t-shirts, and then they took like 10 women and had them smell the shirts, and they were able to pick who they thought was most attractive without seeing them.
The women
by
could
just
tell-
smelling.
Yeah, by the sense of smell.
Just by smelling the shirts, they could tell who they would be like
Attracted
suitable with,
to.
and even not just attracted to. It was like suitable partners. Like
Interesting.
yeah, like someone
Mhm.
that they would want to make a baby with.
Right,
That's
right, big
insane.
time. And the accuracy on that was huge. But the footnote on that is, for some reason, and
Yeah.
we don't know why, when women were on birth control, they were bad at it.
there
They
was like
couldn't-
some.
They would predict
Well,
wrong.
because
Hormone
yeah,
inhibitor.
well,
Yeah.
because the way that birth control works, it basically tricks your body into thinking
You
that
are
it's already pregnant.
Yeah.
So,
So you wouldn't need to find a mate.
right.
because you're already
Yeah.
That
knocked up.
totally makes sense logically. Yeah.
Like it's actually an evolutionary thing.
Oh yeah, no, all of that is people forget that like we don't have control over 90% of
Yeah.
the shit that we do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
We're like animals. No, that's the thing that I'm trying to contend with is like I'm a very, very rational person, but like, yeah, I'm trying to like give over to like animal instincts, Remy, because I think that that's what needs to happen.
Well, yeah, that's what the act of sex
That's
is.
what sex is.
It's
See,
very
I'm
animalistic.
always I'm just like, oh, let's make a beautiful porn, essentially. Like I want it to look beautiful.
Do you actually think about that? Like this?
Yeah,
what
I
it
want,
looks
I
like?
want things to look good. I want like him to think I'm doing a great job.
Well,
I
of
want-
course, yeah.
Like you,
I guess that makes
like
sense.
you want movie type
I
sex.
want movie sex.
Like Top Gun.
Exactly.
Oh, ew.
Okay. Yeah. No, you definitely think about it way too much.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I literally never thought about like the snapshot image.
I
of
mean,
me
every once in
fucking-
a while, yeah. But
Never. For
like-
you worked in porn, so that must you
Yeah.
must think about it. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, because when I first started my own website, my own pay site, yeah, I got to be like, oh, I want to do this fantasy
Exactly.
and then this one.
Is
And
that what you started in? Was
no,
Pixar?
no,
Okay.
no. The first movie I did was like a feature film through Score, and then like Gonzo, and then website stuff.
How did like all of that start?
Well, I was a dancer because that's a natural
Okay.
progression of
Okay.
things.
I didn't know that.
I needed
Yeah, I didn't know that
I needed credits.
Are you a good
Right.
dancer?
I am a very good dancer.
Really?
Also
oh
this-
yeah, no, that was
I
been like
see
my
that
life,
for you.
my life
I see
passion.
it going one of two ways. Honestly,
Oh, right.
like you could either be like a super awkward, like Kristen Wiig Gilly type
Oh,
dancer,
yeah, because I'm
where
very
it's just
tall.
awesome.
Yeah.
all shoulders and limbs,
I do
or
some
being
shoulder stuff.
amazing. Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Hell
No,
yeah.
ever since I was little, like dancing.
You're a good dancer,
Yeah,
okay.
dancing was always my thing, and so, like internet porn and stuff was just really starting, and so when you were a featured dancer, like you could do magazines and stuff like that, and nude modeling, and that was fine for credits.
How old were you around this time?
I was 30.
Okay, cool.
I was 30 because I went to school to be a cop, and then I was like, oh, I don't think I should do this anymore.
You have
Wait,
such
so
a checkered.
You went to
life.
like the police academy? or, like,
Well, I was
school?
certified for law enforcement in the state of Wisconsin through like the school that I was going to, but I have a
Oh.
degree, like an associate's degree in criminal justice.
Wow. Okay.
She's also in school now.
Yeah, for forensic
What?
psychology. I like school. Like I'll go to school for
Yeah.
anything.
Forensic
I
psychology.
went to school. I went to dance school. Like I'll go to school for fucking anything. I mean, because that's what I used to do when I first started. Like I would just win the amateur contests and collect the money because I didn't know if I really wanted to do it.
Yeah. That's
And then
fun,
I
though.
was like, oh, okay, yeah. And you can win money at those too. It's fun. Oh,
Really?
yeah. You can win a couple hundred, depending on like what club or whatever. But yeah, there's.
Would anybody come that you knew ever?
There was a couple of times that like a couple dudes from high school like would come in. I remember when I went back to actually feature dance at the club that I used to be a house girl at. Yeah, there was a bunch of dudes that I had gone to high school with, and they're like, "Are you Aaliyah?" And I'm like, "There's my fucking picture
Yeah,
on the
you know
marquee."
who I
I'm like,
am.
"You know exactly who I am," and
That's
I'm
my biggest pet peeve with people.
Oh,
Are
so
you so
annoying.
and so? I'm like, you're literally telling me about like a video you watched.
Yeah.
You know, it's like just be cool.
Yeah, I don't really have that experience yet. You know what?
Fucking weirdo.
I'm looking
No,
forward
but
to
even,
it.
even no, but even in like friend life or whatever, like
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
stalk you on Instagram and stuff. And, oh, hey,
Do
do
they?
you
No,
happen
they
to
do.
do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
happen
I
to
know what you
know
mean.
blah blah blah? You know I know blah blah blah. I tag them in
Yeah.
all my photos.
yeah.
Yeah, people do play dumb a lot, and
Yeah.
that's infuriating.
Oh, that's
Infuriating.
super annoying because I get that a lot. Intense people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So okay, we've also talked about like if I have this correct,
Okay.
your first time coming was not before you did porn.
Whoa.
Oh no! I definitely had orgasms.
You did?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I feel better.
Okay.
Oh yeah. No, I mean I didn't have my first one until I was 17.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Well, the first time I had sex, I was 15, and that was horrible. It was basically just me and my friend, just like, let's not be virgins anymore. And then I didn't really start having sex again until I was like 17, 18.
Right.
So, and at that time, like, I didn't really masturbate either. Like, I was always humping stuff and like,
Oh, that's how I do it.
and playing, but like
Yeah.
nothing ever happened. And so it was actually this guy that I was dating. He like no insertion, but was just played with my clit. And then I finally came, and then I was like, oh, and then I figured out that like it was just like a lot of like weird rubbing and stuff like that on his cock before I even let him put him in. And like I liked the insertion and stuff, but I was like, I just figured out where my clit
Where
was,
the
Right.
slit was, yeah.
basically.
That's like the
They-
whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, because like.
I didn't realize that was the whole thing either.
Took me a while to realize that. too.
No, but I think that there's so much about it in popular culture that it makes you think it's not true.
Yeah.
You know, like in Sex and
Oh.
the City, oh, he can't find my clit, he can't whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
But like if you can't find it, you can't expect anyone else to find it.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
basically
Yeah,
the
exactly.
main thing.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's
But my thing is that I was like, it's right there.
Yeah.
How are you not finding it? It's not it's
Like, let's
you
get
can't
out a
find it.
diagram.
It's you don't know what to do with it
Yeah.
too.
Well,
well,
like,
yeah,
once
and
you're
that,
there.
well, that's your boat, right?
and that was
What is This is mean.
All right, I'll stop being mean.
No, yeah,
Like,
no.
you know where it is.
Of course I know it. Yeah. No, I'm
Like
saying
you feel the little
it's not.
pulsating.
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes,
so you
yes,
got all
yes,
that.
yes.
Okay, so it's not broken.
No, well, I don't.
Hopefully
No,
not.
no, I
it's
don't
not
think it's broken. It's
Yeah.
just not knowing that it's so integral to having an orgasm.
Yeah. Well, like the way that like I figured it out is that because it moves and stuff like that. So either you're a righty or a lefty sometimes, or maybe right
Wait,
on top.
it moves.
Yeah, like you like when it's like hard. Basically, when your clit is hard, yeah, it kind of like, and you like it either more
I
on
have
the.
to start thinking of my clit as a little penis. Is what you're saying?
It kind of is.
I kind of was thinking that the other day. I was like, I'll try and drack off my little penis, but
Well, think about how when babies are like
Gross.
first developed and stuff like that. Like technically, that's why dudes have nipples. Is because
Yeah.
because they're developed before sex is determined.
correct. And,
yeah.
and so like when the vagina, like once the chromosomes and shit is all figured out, yeah, like it's basically a vagina, and then it grows into. That's why there's like
your
intersex.
clit is the thing that grows into the dick. That's why it's so
Correct.
sensitive.
correct.
And that's why that's why they turn a clit into a penis during a reassignment surgery.
Yes.
Okay. So essentially you're saying it moves.
Yeah. So some women.
This is like Seinfeld. It moves.
It's almost
She can't get over it.
it's almost like if you're a righty or a lefty. Sometimes you may like it rubbed more on the right side of it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Or on the left side of it, because sometimes like direct stimulation
It's too much.
Yeah, it is
Direct
too much.
stimulation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
sorry.
Is too much.
Yeah.
And so, because you have the hood, and so you could rub the outside of the hood on like the right or the left side, or maybe even underneath, or like right on top sometimes as well. Like you just have to figure out which side it is. Like if you're right-handed, try the right side. I mean, I'm
But you'll
ambidextrous.
feel it like
Yeah.
going around being like, don't touch me there
Yeah.
anymore. And like, don't.
And
That's how you're supposed to.
then
Okay. I didn't
sometimes-
know ever how to direct people because I
Yeah.
was like, how am I supposed to know?
And also, like, pull up the hood. Like, pull up your hood. Like, get a mirror. Like, I'm sure you've checked it out, but
honestly, I haven't in a really long time.
okay. Well, this is your assignment from me.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Boom.
Yes.
Get a mirror.
Okay.
Pull up your hood. Try maybe try to get a little excited, and then like look at it non-excited, and then look at it excited, so you can see the difference in size, and maybe even color, and then figure out what side feels better to you, the right side
Okay.
or the left side, or maybe right on top. And obviously, you're, especially when it's exposed, you're going to want a lot of like spit or lube or something like that, because dry is just like
It's so scary.
it's very sensitive. It's like an uncircumcised penis, just like.
That's what I didn't like a lot about the girl on girl porn too.
Yeah.
Was that they seem really dry a lot of the time, and they're just slapping it and smushing it and stuff. And
Yeah,
I'm
well,
like,
they think
"You're
that scissors
not
is a
being
real
kind."
position too, and
You don't believe in scissoring,
I mean, I've dated a bunch of women, and we never.
Yeah.
and it's never been successful.
I always thought it was a joke.
No, that's
Wait,
not.
okay, wait, so
I mean,
this is-
unless like someone has a strap on or something like that. But I was just like,
Hell yeah.
we've always looked at it as just like that's not something that we really do.
Really?
I mean, none of the women I've ever
Is-
dated or been with ever did that. I mean, obviously in movies,
Yeah,
We-
is
we did.
scissoring the same as tribbing?
I've never even heard of.
Tribbing is a
Me
thing I came across in porn, and when I was watching it, it looked just like scissoring to me. But I have a friend who has just unleashed her lesbian side. She's only hooked up with guys until this year, but she's been hooking up with this girl, and apparently the girl digs her hip bone into her crotch.
Oh yeah,
As if that's it. Have you
okay.
done that?
yeah.
Do you like that?
Sometimes depending on how bony the
Yeah, like would bony be better or worse? I feel like
like extra bony.
I've got such bony hips.
right.
Like,
I do too. Yeah, I don't. I know that I've done it to other girls, and
they've
they
liked
liked
it.
it. Yeah, or pretty much anything, because a lot of times it is just the rubbing and
Yeah.
humping when you have sex with another woman, unless you're oral or fingers
Yeah.
or
Right.
stuff like that.
I think a lot of what I'm just so I looked under the hood once.
Yeah.
And it was when I was 4 years old with my best friend. We both looked.
4?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And we both looked in the mirror and we were like, I have this. Do you have this? I have this. Do you have this? Or whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't sexual at all. It was just like a learning experience. But then I think
know
I
girls
told
did that.
somebody else, oh, yeah, girls
I
do
didn't know
that.
girls did
Guys
that.
do that. We all
Oh my
do
God.
it.
No,
yeah.
I never did that with a guy. Like, oh, I have a dick. Like,
Oh,
no,
really?
like,
Never?
well, like, I mean, we had innocent sexual moments.
Well,
but
you
not
had a
like
brother
that.
too.
I know.
I
the
feel
brother.
like you
Oh
could,
yeah, when you grow up with a brother, because I had a half brother and a step brother, and when they were younger, like I changed their diapers and shit. So like yeah.
Oh yeah, of
You-
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So the penis, I was just like, oh, this is what they have, and then
Right.
I'm like, that's
Oh, I see. Even
Yeah.
even when you were young, you were changing.
yeah.
the-
Well,
oh,
I mean, my
gotcha.
mom was a labor and delivery nurse and just a nurse in general, so I
Okay.
learned a lot about biology and the human body very young. Like I knew what sex was at like very young. I just didn't know. Like I knew the biology of it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, this is how a baby is made. Like my mom never really lied to me about
too.
it.
Oh, that's
My
cool.
parents were medical people too.
Yeah.
So I knew
Oh,
the
cool.
biology of it, but I don't think I associated the sexuality.
Yeah,
of it
or
for a very
emotion
long- or
with it.
emotion with it. Well, no, I think the emotion is even too far gone. Just the way
Yeah.
you're saying, like, I need movie sex or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not real.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And that, like, sets this precedent that, like,
yeah, like if you set your standards so high. I mean, yeah, when you're young, you're like, oh, I want candles and all this other stuff, and then
Yeah.
you're like, you're gonna burn down the fucking house.
Yeah.
yeah. No, that could definitely.
Heartbreaking.
That could
really
be
heartbreaking.
so frustrating. There's been, yeah. I mean, it happens. Like, it definitely does happen. And necessarily, like, and the thing is, a lot of women now automatically assume that, yes, like, we need to come. But a lot of times, like, there's times when guys don't come and they don't tell you. Like, it's just an intimate
that's what Alex was just saying
moment.
to me, that apparently you can orgasm as a man and not jizz.
Yeah.
She
Didn't
definitely
know
knows
that.
that. She
Yeah.
definitely
Oh,
knows
I
that.
definitely.
Didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm in the dark, you guys. Let's
Everybody
get back to
loves
Alia,
it.
though.
Oh, God, okay.
Because Alia has, I mean, you're my only friend that works in porn. So
Yeah.
I don't, or has worked in porn.
Yeah.
I don't really like, do you see it as acting as much as you see acting now? Like, how was it?
I thought it was cheesy as fuck.
You thought it was cheesy as
Oh
I
fuck.
could see that.
God, I thought it was so.
Okay.
But I mean, like it was a fun cheesy, but at the same time, like just like mothers teaching daughters how to give blowjobs,
Yeah.
and just like some of the stuff where I'm like, I can't take this seriously. Even when like I started my own website, like I did shit that was funny.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite scenes. It was the first one that like I ever directed. It's where. It was like a hospital scene where I played a mental patient that broke out and was acting like a doctor and was giving this woman her pap smear.
That's so funny.
Hilarious.
You know what? I actually came across because these two comics, Dylan and Basan, they taught me how to do an ad blocker so that I wouldn't get spam.
Yeah. Oh no, you definitely need
And
the ad blockers.
While
if
I
you're
was
looking at porn.
asking their advice, I was like, "Are there any porn stars I should check out?" And they said Mia Khalifa.
Oh.
So
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
was watching her webcam stuff, and that I actually enjoyed a little more because she was doing fun things and having a fun time and talking to people. And
Oh,
just, like,
webcamming, the
being a
webcam
fun
thing.
girl. Yeah, and I thought was pretty cool, and like it was like you were hanging out with a friend who was just like,
Yeah, that's what webcamming makes you feel like.
yeah.
I guess. Wait. So, that's interesting.
Maybe
Did
you should
you-
try it because they have like couples. Because I used to webcam with like dudes and stuff like that.
Right.
Maybe you should look into like for a couple to watch or something like that. I mean, there you obviously
Oh,
have
shit.
to pay more for webcamming, but
Yeah.
Okay, that could be fun,
and
then-
like a webcam thing, yeah, type.
but
thing.
it wouldn't just be me and them. It would be like,
Well, I mean, like you could pay for the private room or whatever where it is just you and the couple or yeah, it's like the live chat. But obviously,
that's fun.
yeah,
See, that's much more like we were saying how it seems like even lesbian porn is like made for guys or whatever, where
Oh,
like
yeah,
the guy is
unfortunately, a
supposed to
lot
be
of
the
it is.
voyeur. Like,
Yeah.
it might be really nice to just have something where it's like, this is for me.
Just
me,
you.
Me,
Yeah.
me. I'm the boss.
You
Yeah.
might need that.
I might need that.
You might.
the
Yeah. I
can see
little
that.
the little control thing, and you also need to learn to like relax your muscles and like be able to contract and release and stuff like that, because that could help like make an orgasm last a little bit longer too. I've kind of mastered
do
that.
Kegels?
Well, kind of, but it's like
I'm
on the
doing them right now.
but on the outside. Well, yeah. Anytime anyone mentions the word, women are like, and
Here we go.
one, and a two, and a three, and a two. Like anytime
they hear that
Leah and I
podcast.
are both just pulsating on my grandmother's couch.
Someone
right now.
actually said that at a show the other night, but I was just like, yeah, I'm doing them right now. He's not wrong.
Hilarious. That's hilarious.
He's not
So
wrong.
funny.
But it's more on not necessarily the inside, but on the outside too. So it's like trying to focus on like the lips and stuff like that, because you could do all the way up on top if you
Whoa.
squeeze.
I need to go to an exercise class.
A Kegel exercise.
class.
Well, I mean, they have like the balls and stuff like that that
Yeah.
you could put up. I've never had a baby, and there's only been like a couple of fists in there. So like, and it was Angelina Valentine, and she's got the tiniest little hands.
Oh.
So.
Should I
That's
check her
nothing.
out?
She's kind of violent.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what she's filming? Like that's what she's into?
Well, I mean, we shot the scene that we shot. She
Were
was
you
a dom.
scared? Like, is BDSM stuff scary for you?
No.
or-
Well, because I work for kink.com, which is known as like the huge like website
I've
for
heard
like
of it.
all
I've heard of
things,
it.
yeah, all things BDSM and kink basically. And I wanted to try it. I'm like, I was in porn and I was able to explore like different things that like I wasn't going to be judged for, and like it was in a safe environment with like professionals and not like
Yeah.
some weird people off
Yeah.
of Craigslist.
Because like you're on a set at the end of the day.
and everyone's and they're and the joke about kink is that like they're in this dungeon and just like, and it's gnarly and it looks like it should be very scary,
Yeah.
but in the background they're like, oh, do you have enough lube? Do you need sandwiches?
Aw.
Like just like the
yeah.
sweetest people.
Yeah.
You know, and well, because it is a mental thing too. So like after every scene, like we do like before interviews and after interviews, and like, and sometimes they film them and sometimes you don't, but it's like a decompression kind of thing.
It's kind of like having a therapist on set.
Yeah,
to make sure that
basically.
you're okay.
Yeah. So like the couple of scenes that I did for them, like device bondage, which was basically just forced orgasms. That was my first one. I'm like, oh, that's like a minor little
that's
thing.
minor. Yeah.
And basically all they did is that like, because they have all those cool like medieval contraptions, and
Like
stuff
wooden,
wood
yeah.
and pipes and stuff like that, and they build these sets each time. So it's
Oh,
like you're
really?
there the whole day, and they pay very well. Yeah, like you get paid like $1,000 to do
Just
3
be
scenes.
sitting there.
Wow.
Yeah, basically.
How much time on set would you say you're actually fucking and doing porn?
Oh Jesus!
Like a percentage?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Wow.
No, not a lot. Because I mean, the end product is normally like 20 minutes to a half hour.
Right.
Sure.
But we're there between 5 to sometimes like 7-8 hours because like you have like the still lights that you have for the photographs, and then you need the movie lights, and then
So it's like any other set.
Yeah.
And like you're friends with people on set for
Yeah.
the day that are day players. Like
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's fun and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, you know, there's not a lot of PAs anymore, and a lot of times not so many makeup artists.
Fluffers though.
No, those aren't.
That's
I heard
not a
that.
thing?
I heard that was a fake thing. Yeah.
God. Yeah.
You guys,
She's so disappointed.
fluffers are not a thing.
I mean, I'm sure like
Breaking.
That's
back in the
crazy.
70s and like 80s, maybe. Yeah, there's
for
definitely
my listeners
but-
who are more tepid. If my listeners who don't know what a fluffer is,
Oh,
it
wow.
is a rumor apparently that there were people on set who were there to suck dicks to keep them hard in between takes.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes some girls would be like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." I remember for like.
But there's no such thing.
Well, the first movie that I did, I also did like some stuff that was just for the magazine, and so it wasn't like it was a hardcore photo set, but not actually a movie thing. And like he needed help like getting hard because we're just taking pictures, and I'm like, well, where the fuck is the fluffer? Like this isn't my
Oh shit!
And
I
they were
see.
like, "That's not a thing."
Then they'd be like, I'm like, oh fuck it, I'm like, I'll help you, and I was like,
"Well, yeah. Why would they pay for a fluffer when they could just get the girls to?" you're just trying to be helpful on set.
Yeah,
and then you ended up
know?
doing 2 jobs.
Didn't get paid.
You got to help close this wage gap, Aaliyah.
It's serious. Well, I mean, women get paid more than men in porn anyway.
Really?
By a long shot.
By a long shot?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Honestly, they should.
I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm not saying they shouldn't.
Certain male performers get paid same rates as
Oh, really?
females.
Same? Wow.
But not a lot, like Manuel Ferrara. Like
I've heard of him.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Are there any male? Did you ever date any performers that you worked with?
Yeah.
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 Before or after working with them?
After.
After. Yeah.
Obviously after.
Yeah.
Yeah, we dated. I mean, there was a couple times you would just meet up with people that you worked with. Like there was a couple dudes that like we just went out and had dinner and then banged. But sometimes like set sex is different than off camera sex.
I want to hear the difference so bad.
And,
oh my God.
So there was one guy and he was very attractive, but like when I'm with a man, like I need him to be very masculine.
Okay.
And like I've talked about this, like I need to feel like I can't, like if I feel that I could beat him up in some way,
You're not down.
and that's just the way my brain works. Yeah. So there's one guy that I worked with and it was great, and like the set sex was great, and we're like, oh, let's go grab dinner and then like hang out afterwards, and then all of a sudden he just became very feminine, like in bed, where he did this thing where he just like put his arms back like a girl, and I was just like, oh no, this isn't gonna happen ever again.
Aaliyah, one time I broke up with a boy in 10th grade because he put his leg over my leg while we were cuddling.
Yeah, no.
I was like, what are you, my girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's just certain things.
Horrible. Now I love when my boyfriend's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Yeah.
But when you're younger, but there's just certain things. There was one guy I dated who had like long hair, and I loved his long hair.
Right.
It was great, but he did this.
But there's just some things that are just a little too femme.
Where he was on top and he flipped his hair. I was like, oh no, like my pussy literally just.
He's like Tawny Katane in the White Steak video, and you're like, Jesus.
I see what you're saying, though. I could see how that would be a snapshot that would be like, nope.
Yeah, I'm like, if I want to date a girl, I'll date a girl.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's just,
But when girls are masculine, it's kind of hot.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
yeah.
No, I like that. Although I do tend to go for more feminine ones because sometimes, like, it depends. Like this.
A feminine-looking girl with a masculine attitude, though.
This
is,
girl,
I
Honey.
think,
Hell yeah.
My
Hell
favorite,
yeah.
Honey.
Yeah.
Like, she was very straight, but I kept, like, she kept sleeping with me. She was a dancer.
That was so passive.
Yeah.
She kept fucking me.
Yeah,
I was
so
like,
straight.
I don't understand. Like, she had a kid and stuff like that. Yeah, we would, for some reason, I'm not like, maybe she was closet lesbian or something like that. But yeah, for some reason, at least back home in Milwaukee, like for some reason, women just really loved me.
Hell yeah.
And I had a couple threesomes with two of my guy friends. They're like, oh, my girlfriend trusts you, like I trust you, like we want to have a threesome. Do you want to have a threesome with us? I'm like, oh, sure, absolutely. Like one couple like flew me out to Miami, and I'm like, yeah. And see, this is like how all the sex work started. I'm like, wait, I should have been paid for that as well. But
did you ever get paid?
Not at that time, no.
For like banging though, not on camera?
Oh, absolutely. Like, girl, why do you think I can afford an apartment on the Upper East Side?
At school.
Hey now.
Okay.
I'm like, how do you think I afford my lavish lifestyle?
This is what dreams are made of.
Yeah, I am living like the top of the horror ladder right now.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
But these women ended up breaking up with their boyfriends, and like one of them's actually like married now to another woman and have kids. Like I was their first female experience.
I think labeling people is very, like what I'm discovering, like with myself and other people, like the second you're like, well, maybe I'm gay or whatever.
It's like everyone's a little gay.
Everybody's
Definitely.
a little gay.
Yeah.
And like it gets into this psych thing where you're like, well, am I only in love with women? Am I only in love with
where
men?
you think about it too much.
And it's like, you're an animal.
And you like
You're
to
gonna
fuck the-
I genuinely believe, and I think we haven't talked about this yet because I haven't had a gay, true gay on the show yet.
Yeah.
Really?
But
Oh, wow.
not yet. But I genuinely believe that there are men who fuck men who aren't gay.
Oh, absolutely. Or blowjobs. One of my very good
That's
friends.
tough for me to swallow.
Yeah. No. Well, one of my friends back home,
Like
like
ass sex?
he's married. He's married to a woman, and like he's before that he like group sex, and he was always very like crazy like that. And blowjobs. He would receive blowjobs from other men. Yeah. And then that was it. He's like, oh yeah, I get
I'm not
blown
saying
all the-
like I'm not saying when I say tough to swallow. Just to clarify,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't approve it. It's just like
no.
it doesn't make sense in my head.
Well,
but
right.
I mean, I guess
But it
no. You
did.
gave an example of a person that kind of cleared it up. I mean, if that
Yeah.
person exists, then
But there's also people that are 100% straight. My ex,
Oh,
he
yeah,
shot the craziest pornos, like gangbangs, blow bangs. He never performed in them though. He's like, he's like, my dick can't be by another dick. He's like, my dick doesn't work. He's like, it just stops my body. He's 100%,
I understand. I
Yeah,
understand
he's
that.
100% straight.
No,
Yeah,
but
and
also that could be a little bit of nerves too, because like those guys that fuck on set, and you guys. But I'm just saying, I can relate to a guy because I'm a guy.
Yeah.
So like, I have always been blown away that they're able to keep a boner like while everyone's looking at them, the lighting,
Yeah.
the fucking
having
show.
conversations,
But have you also
talking
seen
about
their
it is-
dicks?
Yeah.
Yeah, but still,
There's a
man,
reason cocky guys are cocky.
totally. But just in front of all those people, like even maybe I'm a private person. I don't know.
You
I
might be,
don't know.
and that's okay.
Like-
And that's okay.
I
It'd
think,
be uncomfortable.
yeah, I think different people are into different stuff, and I think some people are really turned on by being watched.
Okay, so
too.
that
Well, yeah, no, that's definitely my thing. Like,
Okay.
that's always, I've always like
Yeah.
public sex before
Yeah.
all of the time.
shit.
Yeah, it's just like the,
interesting.
I think
but I
always-
never want to hear about it.
Yeah, true. I never
I
want to
got it.
hear about somebody else fucking or whatever. But I
Yeah.
always joke with my boyfriend. I'm like, we're gonna go Facebook Live sometime, and he's
Right.
like, no.
Yeah, that's not a good idea, Remy.
Oh no, that would definitely be shut down faster
Yeah,
than
yeah,
a
that'd be
murder.
really fast.
Faster than a murder. Like the murder is so
leave those
Isn't
out.
that bizarre though?
We actually
Why
talked
is
about that,
why
yeah.
is murder allowed to be
Yeah.
online but not sex live?
I mean, like on Facebook.
On
Yeah,
Facebook,
yeah.
God.
what?
God, man. She's right. I mean, there's so many Christians on Facebook, man,
but
and Muslims.
God tells you not to murder people either.
Yeah, but you know what? Sex is worse.
Oh yeah, no, sex is way worse.
All right, I'm not an aficionado on God. I'm just a nice Reformed Jewish girl. We just, I mean,
I was
No, you know what?
Catholic.
Yeah, same.
Oh, sorry.
It's
do you-
okay. I'm
My
sorry for you.
condolences.
My condolences to you. Yeah, I went to Catholic
peace be
school.
with you and with you.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, and a cheerleader. All of the things that make
Yep.
a porn star happen.
You-
except for being touched as a little girl, that never happened.
That
Oh,
never
that's good.
happened.
I'm glad to hear
No.
that.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I was
Good.
experimenting
That was up
with
to
shit
you.
when I was
Sure,
super
and so
young,
was I.
yeah.
Well, that's what the thing I was about to say. When even with like the looking at your vagina with little kids
Yeah.
or whatever, like I did a lot of like scissoring kind of when I was
yeah,
younger.
no, we would make
Like-
up whole scenarios where like
What?
one girl
Yeah, when I
would
was,
be
like,
the boy,
6, yeah.
and like we would dry hump and we would act like the mom and dad and then go in and like make out and then dry hump and then
Wow.
like
I never made out, but I would like
Yeah.
my friend and I. She would stick her knee in my crotch. When this is actually a funny
This
story.
is amazing.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
So my friend was moving into New York City, and her family needed to find a new church. So every Sunday they would go testing churches, and every Saturday we'd have a sleepover, and her and I would knee each other's vaginas.
Wow.
And her mom would come in, and then we'd like get to the other side of the
Yeah.
bed or whatever, and be like, "Oh, we wouldn't do anything."
So you knew what you were doing was like sort
I mean,
of weird.
yeah,
Well,
we
we
knew
knew that
it
it
was
was
yeah,
wrong.
we knew it was wrong.
That's
because
awesome.
that's your special
awesome.
spot
That-
and no one's
and you
allowed
don't
to
do
touch
that.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have known if someone was
Yeah,
beating
and
my
I-
ball back.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had that image.
Yeah, but I think knowing that I did that as a child, and then thinking that it was wrong, carried into adulthood, where I'm like, I still think it's wrong.
Well, the shame. Well, women are more shamed, like automatically,
Yeah.
even at a young age. Like we're young guys when they like. It's always like, quit using all the socks, like all the socks.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like it's a normal
it's
thing
funny.
for and
Right.
it's
Yeah.
funny. And although guys could totally be traumatized, where women or we're girls, it's like we don't do anything. There's nothing. We don't do anything until we automatically have a baby, till prom, basically.
Totally.
Well, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty like, no. I feel like I know a lot about like women sexually because they're open with me because I'm open with them. Usually that's how it works.
So you've made a woman come.
And you're
Oh yeah,
Okay.
totally. And I totally acknowledge all the times I haven't, which is a lot more times than I have.
Well, that's
God bless you.
admitting
no,
is the
100%,
first step.
100%. Yeah, no. Oh, I'd rather be honest than just not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Then
just
floundering.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or just like, oh, there's one dude, and like we were just having sex, just to get rid of that sexual tension between us. And like the first time we had sex, I was a little drunk, so it was a little crazier. I was like, oh, this is fun. But the second time we had sex, we had sex twice in the same night. Like he came so fast the first time.
Oh,
I was like,
no.
I'm like, oh, okay, that happens. Like I was wearing lingerie. Like I blew him underneath some mistletoe. Like
Oh
I
my
may
God.
have overexcited him. I get that. That's fine.
Yeah, sure.
It happened. So the second time that night, it was the exact same, like nothing had changed. And I tried to like slow him down. He was like a jackrabbit kind of. And I was just like, I'm like, oh, this is how you always do it, you know?
my God.
And I was just like, oh, yeah, no, we're not going to do it again. And he's like, we're going to remember this night and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, we are going to remember two
For all the wrong
very
reasons.
different things, sir.
That's so fucking funny.
So different.
Yeah. Wow.
So wait, I just wanted to touch on the God thing because we were talking about that. Like Jesus. I noticed when I was doing my research about porn that there's a lot of conservative sites will go, it's all porn and also everyone's getting divorced because of it.
Yeah.
There was one stat that said 56% of divorce occurs because of an obsessive relationship with porn.
Okay, no, that's
No way.
No,
that can't be right.
No, that's wrong. I mean, there's about 50% of divorce in general.
In general, right.
So maybe that extra 6% is from porn, but no, it's because fucking people are retarded and think that marriage is the thing that people are supposed
hallelujah.
to do.
Well, yeah.
Like
No,
look,
I do believe in marriage forever for some people, but that's for some people
For
because there are
some-
some couples that
Sure.
can
Yeah.
do that.
Sure.
Well, it's
and there are
even like
some people where it's not natural
Most
for them to
people-
do that.
yeah, most
aren't.
people. Well, it's like some animals. Some animals mate for life.
life.
Yep.
Penguins, wolves,
Lobsters.
lobsters.
Is that facts?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I didn't know about
That's like the
lobsters.
fourth thing I've learned
Oh,
today.
if you watch Friends, you'll know about lobsters.
I don't watch Friends,
Yeah.
but now I know.
so much about lobsters. Like my stepdad, he is definitely like a one
One-woman guy.
Okay.
type person. Like he was only with two women, my mother and his first wife, who had passed away. So and my
man.
mom was definitely not a one person
Okay. Yeah.
type woman.
And
there-
you can still enjoy each other in those relationships.
well,
if
yeah,
you're not
there's
the-
being in love and then like being sexually compatible. Like a lot of times when people first start to date, it's about a 3-month thing, and then all of a sudden, sometimes it just fizzles off, and that's because your bodies are like, oh, we didn't make
not-
a baby. No, we
Yeah.
didn't make a baby. We're not going to be able to make a baby. Like it's not going to be a good baby.
Oh, shit. That's
kind of
why it
thing.
happens.
It's always like
I
2-3
never
months,
thought
like a lot of relations, like
Yeah.
like
Dude,
flings and
hell
stuff like
yeah.
that happen.
That's been the last 6 years of my life like that.
Yes.
Over and over again.
because
You
of
guys,
that.
somebody please date Alex. He's
For at least 3 months.
Yeah.
And then when couples get married and have a baby, they their brains and stuff like that normally create this chemical thing to stay together until the baby reaches around toddler, like 5-6 years old, and then those like in
So it's-
love chemicals
yeah.
also fall off.
It's not porn that's breaking these
no,
couples up.
and that's why it
Natural-
takes work. Yeah.
Okay.
It's your body's natural
And-
I
reaction.
also was like just reading into like the obsessive compulsion with porn because like when I was watching it the other night during my assignment, I like kind of did become upset, like not obsessive that like I was like, oh yeah, I need to keep watching. I was just
Yeah.
like, oh, let me keep watching this. Oh, there's something else to watch. Oh, there's
Oh, it's
and I
Yeah,
could
well, it's
see
never
people
ending.
actually getting like very addicted.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, porn seems pretty healthy.
Yeah, well, it's all. I
pretty
think
normal.
Pretty
I've said
normal.
this for a lot of things with like the psychology and stuff that I study. It's not porn; it's free porn that's fucking shit up, and it is.
That is true.
Because people are able to get it at any time, anywhere. And
I was just going to talk about that. I didn't want to
Yeah.
interrupt. but
yeah,
no,
and it
you're
is
right.
it is the free porn because when people have to pay for it, like they're more responsible. It's like someone giving out free heroin
Right.
all
Yep.
of
Right,
the time.
right,
And
right.
so people are gonna want weirder shit. Like people are like, oh, why did you shoot that
Exactly.
movie? I'm like, because someone fucking wanted
it.
And
And it was
Not just
amateur-
someone, like a whole
whole people,
audience.
and it was either
yeah.
the amateurs doing it or you doing it or whatever, and you're going to capitalize on something that a bunch of people like.
Yeah. So there's, and just like all of a sudden, you see all these like weird fetishes, or people like, where did this come from? I'm like, it's actually always been around. People just feel more comfortable.
Right? They're not weird. They're just like they're fetishes.
I've shot some like stuff where I'm just like, this is not. I'm not gonna get turned on. Yeah, like balloons. I was just like, nah.
I've heard of
So
balloons.
interesting.
What the fuck is
you guys?
up with
It's
that?
probably my thing. Honestly.
Wait, let me describe.
Have you ever tried to hump a balloon?
I've not tried to hump a balloon.
Go for it.
But yeah, when I was telling some people that I had watched, they were like, "Oh wait, yeah, you're watching the bad shit. Like you need to watch the verified accounts." So you guys, if you're out there, apparently there are verified accounts, and it's better porn. And,
I guess.
Well,
yeah,
like I always tell people to go to specific girls' websites, their pay sites, and because they have like for a day, 24 hours or whatever, and a lot of them are in networks where you pay for one, and then you get like maybe 10 other girls' websites or whatever, and then that way the girls get money.
That's just so crazy what they do to them.
Or
like,
webcamming. Like I suggest like webcamming. I mean that could get quite expensive.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
The webcamming paying per minute.
Yeah.
Oh
the
my
whole
God.
interface though for porn, like the free model and everything, and then the videos, the recommended slideshows, just crazy, like things that are somewhat related, is definitely what gets people like into these
holes.
These addiction weird things, and it's kind of like the only industry that does that to the people they film. Like it's just pretty weird.
Well, I mean, because we had all the same laws as music and mainstream films when it comes to regulations and stealing and stuff like that. It's just the government doesn't give a fuck.
I guess so.
and they worked it to where companies have to send them DNCs. And so there's one company now, it's called Takedown Piracy, ran by my friend Nate Glass, and he created the software that basically anytime anyone like someone pays for something and then they download it and try to re-upload it, it's very like just the quality super shitty, and then it sends a ping,
I've always wondered
and
how
then the
people
letter
fucking do
automatically
that.
gets sent out. So like even though it goes up, like he's just it's just a concept. It's like playing whack-a-mole.
Control over
Yeah.
this.
Sorry, guys. I just have a question.
Okay.
Because this is about coming and also
yeah.
porn. How much were you coming in porn versus
that's always a question.
like you can come pretty normally, regularly if
Yeah.
you're with a person
Yeah.
alone.
Yes.
You can come regularly when you're by yourself.
Yeah.
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 Okay. How much coming was going on when you were doing porn?
I want to say over half.
Okay.
Over half.
That's a good percentage.
You know, there was like obviously a lot of blowjob scenes. I'm not really getting any
Not your-
action.
yeah.
Oh yeah, but you wouldn't expect to. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some stuff like that. Other days where it's just like, oh, I have to go do anal today. Okay, and then like just not be in the mood, but it's my job.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And then there is sometimes that a lot of times when you see a girl playing with herself,
Yeah.
because they stick us in these weird positions, obviously, where a lot of times there isn't a lot of clitoral stimulation. So, so you got to do it
It's
yourself.
more about the camera angle too.
Yeah, and
I see
there
what
was
you
one
mean.
time I can't remember what scene it was where the guy was like, the director is like, oh, can you stop doing that? And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna not come today. I'm like, it's
Right.
literally my job. He's like, but your hand, I guess it was like my nail polish was like sparkly, and it was like something with the camera or something. I don't know. I'm like,
So
fucking
funny.
deal with it.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, and also he's gonna get a better performance out of you.
Yeah,
if you're-
exactly.
Yeah, if I'm
Well, he's not
excited
thinking
and-
about that in the moment. He's like, this sparkly
He's like,
shit.
I have to get the shot.
Yeah, it's all about the shot. It's all
Just
about the
says
shot.
fucking nerd.
Yeah.
So funny.
It was a complete nerd type thing where
Amazing.
they're not even. Well, that's the thing too.
He's
A lot
just
of
looking
the
at his
camera
camera.
guys and shit like that. They're just like, what the fuck? There's too much oil or something on it. I remember one time like oil was literally dripping, and that's not what they wanted. I was just like, oh Jesus fucking Christ, you people. It's so complicated.
Amazing. All right, you guys, I think we have learned a lot today.
I definitely have.
This has been so I went so off what I even thought, because there's so much more.
Yeah, there's so
always
much
so much more.
Yeah.
Aaliyah,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming
Yes.
on.
Don't forget your assignment.
And I will not forget my assignment. For a reminder for everybody, my assignment is to look at my vagina, look under the hood, play with it, see if it moves,
Yes.
see if my clit moves,
See
move
if
it
you're a
around,
righty or a
see if I'm a
lefty.
righty or a lefty, and yeah, just check that shit out. Aaliyah, where can people listen to you, find you in the next coming weeks?
I have a bunch of shows you can find. I have a schedule at aliajanine.com. You can follow me on Twitter, the Alia Janine, and then I have my podcast, the Hormones Podcast with Vaughn DeCarlo.
Perfect. Alex, where can we find you?
Oh man, just Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Alex Pischera.
Okay,
and it's spelled
perfect.
with a P.
Yes,
Yeah.
Pischera. I'll
Thank you.
tag both of them so you guys can find them, and you can find me every Sunday at the Stand for Bacon Bits at 3:30 and Gramercy, and back on Instagram at How Come Podcast. We're always going to be posting videos. I'm going to post that tutorial about how to do your ad blocker so you guys can start watching porn. And I just have to ask at the end of every episode to be courteous. Alex, did you finish?
Oh, I finished.
Okay, and Aaliyah, did you finish?
I always finish.
All right. Okay, you
Nice.
guys. Thank you for coming. Woo! See you next time.
It's me. I try so hard to finish honestly. They say you'll know when you go all the way from A right down to O. Whoa, whoa. I think that I've still got a ways to go. Oh, oh. I'm sick of this and I have got to know. How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself.